What's up, y'all? Travis here, Suicide Drift. You know, we have a wide body on the SC now. I got it from this dude out there in San Jose. He goes to Drift Central and all that. I'll try to find his Instagram or anything. I got these off of Craigslist for $250 instead of how much was it? Like $400 original, and then you know that's without shipping or anything yet. So what I have to do now, I'm gonna take this back off. You know, I put it on just to make sure, you know, it all fits, it's all proper. And we're gonna be doing the wide body, you know, cutting it up, re-arcing it, just so the tire well stays like the same height as the inside as now to the over fender, so this regular fender doesn't get in the way anymore. So it shouldn't be too bad, shouldn't take too long. Or probably, well, why would I say that? It took me a couple hours last time. I didn't record the last time I did the Supra, but this time I'm gonna do this one. Make sure I really document everything. Last time I like recorded halfway and then it got dark, couldn't get light, and then I just finished up. So this time we're actually gonna take our time and actually do it right. So let's take out all the mounting screws that I have on there right now, and then I'll show you guys what arch you guys are gonna have to do pretty much to cut it out. I'll show you guys where you need to draw it. So the fender, the top of the well is kind of right where the body line is about. So I start right here in the middle and I think about how far over I need to cut. Realistically, it's I usually start like about maybe a couple inches from the bottom. Yeah, it's about like 4 or 5 inches. So I'm gonna come straight up and then arcing it and get to the top, and then come back down to about the other side. So yeah, it's close enough. It's about right there. And then obviously this will be smoothed out when I cut it, but essentially what you want to do, you want to cut everything out everything out on the outside to where you need it, and then you're going to cut this inner lip off, and then you're going to slit the insides to come up, and then you're going to have it up here. You're either going to screw it onto there and then put JB weld, or you're going to do like what I'm going to do, is welding it, hopefully welding it. If I can't weld it, then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna just put it up, screw them into here, like use self tappers kind of like the outside of this, screw it into there, and then run epoxy around it just to make sure no water gets in. But it's not too much work. I'm gonna start cutting it. I like to use an angle grinder and then also Sawzall. It really helps to get all the way through it and around. Cuts through sheet metal like butter. One other thing, make sure you have your safety glasses before you start cutting. There's going to be a lot of metal flying and you don't want it to get into your eyes. That shit sucks. Alright, so now after you have it cut, I did a little bit more in on this side. I might bring it out just a little bit. You just kind of get a flat head behind this, and you just begin to pry it back a bit. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain. Another thing that you guys can do, what I usually do, is I'll just cut along this right here. So then I can take this piece out, and then because there's two lips, there's the outer fender and the inner fender. So once you cut that out, and you cut the solid, like the really sturdy part of this section out, and then you're able to cut that off and then slit it and then put it up. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a couple seconds, see if I can pry it out a little bit more. If not, yeah, I'm going to just continue with what I just said. Alright, so I was actually able to take that off. The sun's covered by some clouds right now, so it's a little bit darker. But this is the line I'm talking about. If you want to try to cut it as close to the edge here, you know, and just whatever, follow it up. I'm not going to draw the full line, I already know where to cut, but you just cut it right here along this line, and then these are the slits I'm talking about. You're going to come from wherever you can cut, come straight down, about, you know, that's where you're going to be cutting off. The more small pieces you have, the better it's going to be. because the easier it is going to bend. Yeah, it's going to be more cuts, but it's going to make your life a lot easier. So this is exactly how I do it. Everyone has their different methods, so you have an idea to make it better, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Sorry, I'm just fucking rambling. I'm just passing time so I could do this. Make sure that you guys paint this also. I forgot to mention it earlier. But make sure you guys paint it also. So then all this on the inside doesn't get all rusted. Because otherwise you're never going to see it again. And then it's, yeah, going to get rusted. So make sure after you make all your cuts, use some spray paint or something, anything you have laying around. Spray all this, sand it down, maybe a little bit on the ridges to make sure you get it to metal, and then spray it. Just because some of the paint can flake off, and you might have sprayed the outside, but when the paint flakes up a little bit, that part will get rusted. So I'm gonna cut this real quick, and then cut these out, and then yeah, we'll bang that shit up. Got it all cut out. My ears are fucking ringing because I forgot to wear fucking earplugs. But this is what I was talking about. You guys just slit it hella times, and then wherever you cut the ridge, the line that you want to get to, make sure you look straight at it, and make sure you cut just very slightly above it, just to make sure you have it come all the way up, and then you can get onto it. With this one, it's kind of, there's double layers on this top section, just because to make it really strong. So I'm trying to keep that also. I'm gonna bend them both together up to this point, and then yeah, probably just like drill it on for now until I can get a welder onto it. Well, I'll show you guys how to, like, after I bang it up, I start by going down here and then slowly working it up more and then bending the top part. You don't want to start from the edge because then there's going to be like a slack on the bottom of it. So you want to make sure it's like this. So then you bring up that whole piece and then you curve it up. Because yeah, if you just curve up the first part, there's going to be that little slack in there. This is how it's all finished up. I didn't have any other silicone. I have my high temp one that was already open. And I was like, fuck it, I just might as well get it covered right now instead of having to pull it back off later and redo it later. I had to do it all at once. So now that this side's done, I'm gonna put the over fender back on, make sure everything clears, see what I'm gonna do with the spacer, and then next I'm gonna take off the other side and do that one. I'm probably not gonna record that just because it's already getting late, and I wanted to, you know, do one side at least fully, let you guys see exactly how to do it with light, and then I'll just crank out the other side, do all the cutting and everything before it gets too late, before I can't make noise again. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this side. I'll just show you guys the finished product afterwards. I'm gonna close out the video here, but this is the fitment of it. It's pretty close, you know, I can get it farther out, but this is the... Oh, go ahead. You do it. Yeah. No, it's all good. Alright, y'all, so this is the final fitment of it. Excuse me, but it looks pretty good. Hi, Lily. Alright, anyways, so yeah, this is gonna be the fitment of it for now. I just put that fat ass spacer on. You guys can see it right there. Fat ass spacer. But anyways, got it looking nice and pretty. Let me get that focus. That's not that bad. I'm probably gonna lower it just a little bit. But as you guys can see, it's all up there. It's all sealed. Good to go. Don't have to worry about rain. Gonna let it sit, you know, not gonna drive until tomorrow to make sure that silicone clears. I have to rush and do the other side. It's already getting pretty dark. It's almost 6 already. But that's gonna be it for the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Plans for this next year, because it's 2018 right now. It's like almost the end of it. It's like the 29th or so. This car, the Supra 240, we're gonna be painting all of it. Supra. You guys can see from the other video, I'm almost done with the motor. Not almost done, working on the motor. So that's what that's going through. I have the 1J build I'm still going to be doing for the 240. That's hopefully going to be done by the end of the year. Main things is to paint this one, the Supra, and the 240. That's the main things I want to do. Probably get some wheels for this, maybe some front over fenders and kit later on, but we'll see. But yep, that's about it. Also, want to get if any of you guys have recommendations for a roof wing, also want to pick one of those up.